Hello everyone, it is Erin Flitto, and today I am here to show you how to cut stencils using your Cricut Maker. So I will now be having the design, the cut files available on my shop. So that is a digital download that you can import into Cricut Design Space. You can upload it and then you can cut your own stencils. So I wanted to show you very quickly how to do that. So one of the things that you need to start with is a file that you want to cut with. You can also use, the shapes and things like that on Cricut Design Space. Like I said, I will also be making some available over the next couple months. I think I have 5 up when this video is being released, but I will have some available in my shop as well. So I just want to show you really quickly what you have to do to make a file in that you can cut for Cricut. So what I've done is I have a black background, so that will be this portion of the stencil is the black background. And then I am cutting, or I am designing the stencil image with a white pen. So what I've done is I've layered those so that way the object that is being cut is the white object. The ones that are available in my shop, I have already taken this out for you, but if you import this file directly into Cricut Design Space, it will say, what part do you want to erase? And all you have to do is click in the middle of the white part, and then it will take that away. You save it as a cut file, and then you can go ahead and cut it using your machine. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. Now here in Cricut Design Space, so I'm going to go ahead and start with a new project. And you can see that there is an upload button right here. So I'm going to go to upload and upload an image. You can see some of my stencils and files here. I'm going to go to an upload. I sent the image, the bare stencil image, from my iPad to my computer. I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop in here, and I am going to go ahead and select simple, continue, and then this is where you can erase some of the space. So you can see that I have the black, I have the gray, and then you can see where this transparency is. So I want this gray to go away, so I'm just going to click very simply in the middle of that. And you can see that space now looks like the transparent background over here. So I'm going to hit apply and continue. Again, I'm not doing a print and cut image. I am just doing a cut image. So I'm going to upload. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this to my canvas. Now there are size restrictions, but you can resize them however you feel. Like I said, with the files that are available from my shop, all of that work will be done for you. You won't have any of that white image. But if you are making this for yourself and you only have an iPad and Cricut Design Space, that is all you need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and size this down. Let's say I want a width of about 5. So what you need to do is make sure you have stencil material that is large enough for that space. I like to use at least 6mm plastic stencil material, and I typically get mine from Amazon. It comes in the 12 by 12 sheets. That is perfect for the Cricut because that is the size of your mat. So I'm going to go ahead and save this as bare stencil so that I can cut it again later if I ever need to. But the great thing with stencils is it is always available to you. So once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click Make It. You can see that it shows you where on the mat you are making it from. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Continue. At this point, you would select the machine. For some reason, my machines are not working, so I will go ahead and show you the settings that I use now. So the best type of mat for this project is the purple strong grip mat. This is not the Cricut brand. You can use the Cricut brand. But if you are going to be cutting a lot of stencils, you do burn through these quickly. So that is why I like to get the cheaper brands that are available in big packs, just because, again, if you are cutting a lot, you will be cutting through them frequently. But I also have a business where I provide stencils every single month. So that is why I burn through them very quickly. I will have the types of supplies that I use in my Amazon link down below. Using that link really helps me out as well. So I have the clear plastic stencil material here. There is also a more opaque one, but I have a bunch of clear ones left over because during COVID it was really difficult to get the opaque ones because the manufacturing was just not quite there. Now it's a lot more readily available. So I have this down flat on my sheet. This is a new sheet, so I don't really have to do this, but if I had been cutting on the sheet for a while, I would also want to press it down using a roller. So you would just press it down like this, get all of the air bubbles out. Again, I don't really need to do that because it's a new mat, but that is fine. So as I mentioned on the screen before, I am using the transparency setting. I am using it under the more section, and then I will also be cutting it 2 to 3 times for it to cut all the way through the material. I had to use my other computer, so I have transparency, more, and then I am going to run it through a couple different times. So to use a Cricut, we are going to push in the material and then have this feed in. You can see it's going to start registering. The tip that I am using, as I mentioned, is the deep point blade. So it is the black cartridge. I'm inserting that into the clamp. And then when it is ready, I'm going to go ahead and press cut. So instead of unloading this and reloading this, I'm going to go ahead and print cut again, and I'll do that 2 more times. And now I'm going to do the 3rd cut. Now keep in mind, this does depend on how new your blade is, how old your Cricut is, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, you might have to play around with the settings just a tad. I'm going to cut 1 more time just on the safe side because it is not a brand new point. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and unload this and bring this back to my desk. I cut this a little bit smaller. This is only a 3-inch one. So I'm going to go ahead and rip it up. And I like to keep the middle of it as well, because you can make some cool designs with that as well. So here is my finished stencil. You can kind of see it in the light here. And for example, I just did this, but you can create cool designs also with the negative version. And then this is what I created with the full version that I made before. So again, this one is a little bit smaller than the one I had made for my cover art, but you can kind of see that it is the same stencil right there. So then all you have to do is tape this down, use Distress Oxide inks, use pens, all that kind of stuff, and make your design. So that is the very simple way of doing a print and cut. If you are interested in how to create more dynamic types of stencils, I am happy to do a tutorial about that. But this type of stencil is one of the basics where you just have one image in the middle, and then you can cut that one image. However, if you are looking to do something a little bit more involved in how to create something kind of like this, where you have a lot of different elements and not just one element that you're cutting, I'm happy to do that. So let me know in the comments down below if you are interested in that type of video. And thank you so much for joining me. And again, I will have my website down below if you are interested in purchasing the stencil cut files from me. So thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.